Hello, everyone. This is Will.
This is Alex.
Welcome back to another episode of They Mostly Come Out at Night.
Mostly.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. More of this, please.
They
oh my
did
God. They fucking. Oh my God.
They fucking did it, baby.
Thank fucking everything that is holy that this was not fucking like Claws again.
Oh no, this is.
Oh my fucking God. I am so happy.
It's like someone made a movie that would just appeal to us.
Oh, God, this is good.
This is great.
I mean, it's not good, but
It's not what.
great.
Here's the thing. It's not what most people would call a good movie,
I would struggle to call it like a fantastic movie,
but it is wildly entertaining.
it is a fucking ride.
And boy, in some crazy ass way, I respect this movie quite a bit.
Oh God, yeah.
They did that.
It's like, I don't know. It just proves that like anyone can do it.
You can do this.
Like people can make movies.
People can make movies.
You can make a movie. You just have to have the right.
An entertaining movie.
You have to just have the right passion.
Yeah.
You have to know what you want to make.
You don't want
You
to
have
be
to
like
have the right direction.
Yeah, you don't want to be like the douchebag who made Claws and
No,
The Devil
you
Only
don't
Wear
want to
Bassett.
see a fucking terrible movie and be like, I could do that.
No.
You want to see a movie like this and think, you know what? I could do that.
Like, wow, you could do this.
Like, I can do this.
You can, like, people can, anybody can do this.
Like, it's oddly inspiring.
It is.
It's kind of weird.
This movie inspired me.
It's weird.
It inspires you to be a good person. Well,
I
it inspires you to go train
Yes.
for 6 months by getting smacked.
With young old guy.
Young old man and Sup Kim.
And Sup Kim. Yo, Sup Kim.
Sup Kim.
Yeah. There's a guy named Sup Kim in this movie.
Sup Kim.
So I don't know if you saw, but we watched today Death Promise.
Death Promise. I didn't get the title, but I get it now.
Oh, I get it.
I get everything.
You know what? It's a promise that there's going to be death, and there's a promise
Well,
that it's going to... Well, I know this isn't the real version, but there's a promise that it's going to fucking... this movie's going to be entertaining as shit.
yeah. But man, you know what? Everything makes sense now. Not just the title.
Yeah.
Just life, the world.
All I'm saying is after this, I won't reveal too much because we'll get into the review soon. But like, all I'm going to say is it's going to be hard to top this for best of the worst.
Oh, good luck.
Like, it's going to be fucking hard.
Good luck.
Because I had a fucking blast.
Good luck topping this. So far, this is the best one.
Yeah. In 1977, this is the best one.
Sorry, Mr. Deathman. It was close.
Sorry you got beat.
You got beat by...
You got beat by this.
We had to give it to our boy.
Fucking, we had to do it to him. What was his name?
Charlie.
Robert Whiteflash?
Oh, Robert Warmflash.
Warmflash, that's it. Yeah, not White Flash. Sorry. The director is Robert Warmflash.
Warmflash. Whatever that means.
I don't know, and I don't even care if this is his only credit. Thank you, Robert.
It is unfortunately his only directing credit, but respect.
Thank you, Robert.
Thank you, sir. You did it.
You put some childlike joy into my heart, my cold, dead heart, for an hour and 20 minutes.
It made you feel alive for
It
an hour
did.
and 20 minutes.
It made me feel like a kid again.
It's true.
Because, like, this just reminds me of, like, watching, like, old martial arts movies and just being, like, enthralled.
Yeah.
But, like, because, like, back when I was a kid, I didn't realize how, like, fucking awful they were. I just liked the fucking fight.
The fighting, yeah.
Like, I didn't care about the story or anything. I just
No.
like watching two dudes duke it out.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes use swords and shit. Like, that's all I cared about. And, like...
And you get that.
And I still, to this day, will watch those movies just for that sole fact.
Because it's fun.
It's just fun to watch two dudes just fucking fight each other.
Dude, imagine having fun in a movie.
I know.
What a concept.
We don't get that a ton on this podcast.
No,
so
but...
it's like, I will cherish it when I get it.
Oh, it's great.
I fucking love when it happens.
It's perfect.
Because I enjoy it just makes it all worth it.
It does. This
It
movie
really does.
because I would not have watched this movie otherwise.
So thank you, Robert. Thank you, Death Promise. I think we should get into it.
Yeah,
All right. So
we get the
now, first impressions. I did think that I legitimately almost thought this was going to be a bad movie.
bullshit. You had the theme song.
Well, yes, but like
You had the theme song, and you had our guys running in identical fucking tracksuits that look like Bruce Lee.
The yellow and
'Cause-
black stripes.
Because
I mean, this is the time,
it's the time. So they're running down the street, and it's playing the theme song.
and they're running, and there's just like, oh man, the theme song is fire. It is fucking great.
It's literally
It's
just
this
like
funky,
yeah.
Death Promise.
It's not Death Promise. It's That's a Promise.
That's a promise.
That's a promise.
That's a promise.
It's great. And it's them running down the street, and there's like random people looking into the camera because they're just filming without permits, as you would,
Which just makes it even greater.
as you should.
Yes.
When
So they break apart, and the guy goes into his apartment, and he starts taking off his shoes and trying to relax. And
we get a narrator.
Yep. So his gas is off.
Well, first, he comes in, starts taking his clothes off, and a narrator
On
comes
the
in.
voiceover, yeah, about
Just like many people, like in big cities,
they're living in basically poverty,
living in
and
poverty because
how,
they can't afford the rent
and landlords will mess with them to try and get them out of
to evict them.
so they can bring in tenants that will pay and stuff like this.
So they
It's
can
just this whole thing about how landlords are evil and they're trying to which is kind of true. but
intimidate people
yeah.
into leaving.
They're trying to intimidate people into leaving by legal ways or illegal ways.
In this
and,
universe, apparently you can't just evict people. They have to resort to.
I'm assuming for some landlords it's really hard to evict some people because they'll probably just squat.
Yeah,
But
They're still paying.
I'm assuming it's not this fucking hard to just evict.
no,
people.
and these people aren't squatting because they're obviously paying.
Well, yeah, but the landlords choose to turn off their gas. They turn off the electricity. They turn off the water.
He goes over to his stove and the gas is off, and they intimidate them through various means, such as turning off gas. Blah blah blah. This is one of those stories, and you were just like, "This is Law and Order."
Yep, I was half expecting a dun dun.
These are their stories.
These are their stories.
And he's just pissed off, and then this guy just
Some catchy TV tune comes on.
This is the OG Law and Order. It's the OG Law and Order.
Bum, 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 bum.
Stories of the landlords.
So another guy walks into his house because he's putting back on his shoes because he's gonna go talk to the landlord, I guess,
Or something.
or about the gas. So the guy comes in, he's like, "Did you see what they're doing out here?" And all this stuff. And the guy's like, "Yeah, they turned off my gas." And then the
She's
electricity,
really?
the light goes out, and they're
Oh. And the light goes out, and then the old guy runs into the hallway, and
because he's gonna go talk to the landlord because he thinks it's unfair.
when the lights go out, he runs into the hallway to see what's going on, I guess.
And there's a bunch of goons in the
There's
hallway.
two guys, and a fight just starts.
Yeah, they hold him up, and then they just start fighting all these, and then 5 more people show up.
Yeah,
and
so
the guy gets out of his apartment, our main guy Charlie gets out of his apartment and starts beating the shit out.
The
of
old
all
guy's punching them, and then our guy runs out of his apartment and starts doing karate shit on them, and they beat all of them up, and they're just like, "Who do you work for?" And they're just like, "I don't know."
I don't know. He just paid us.
And that's the scene.
So next scene is they're at a dojo.
So it's him and the guy he was running with, his black friend.
Please enlighten us on what this brilliant man's name is.
Speedy.
Speedy.
In the movie, his name is Speedy. In real life, his name is Speedy Leacock.
In the movie, they call him by his full name, Speedy Leacock.
Clever.
Yep.
Highly clever, and they're in the dojo, and they train for 10 seconds, And then they're like, all right, well, we spent enough time here. Let's go home.
Yeah. So then they're like walking home, and they see. So we see this guy delivering a package to the apartments.
No, it's just a shitty car parks on the curb.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and then the guy walks up with a box.
And then, like, there's a shifty guy in the driver's seat, and then this guy gets out with a dirty box.
And right before he enters the apartments, it shows a clip of a rat. Just a rat facing the camera. And then, like, he, like, walks in, and then you see the box, and, like, inside the box is a bunch of rats.
Well, he goes in the middle of the hallway and just puts the box down and then, like, drops it.
And dumps out a bunch of rats in the hallway of this
And that's
apartment.
it.
Yeah.
And then there's some old guy like, hey, why are you dropping rats? And they start harassing him.
Yeah, and then, like, our two heroes, Speedy and Charlie.
Well, so first they're harassing him, and then a bunch of, like, neighbors show up, and it just turns into, like, a brawl.
Yeah.
And then our guys are walking down the street, and they see it, and they join in on the brawl.
So they beat up the goons, and they, like, hold them hostage. And
Well, the old guy shows up, and he's just
he's like, let him go.
same thing. Who do you work for? I don't know.
He's like, let them go. They don't know anything. They're just hired guns, basically.
They're just hired here to, like, intimidate us by dropping a box of rats in the hallway.
Yeah, so apparently they clean up those rats real quick. I
don't fucking
I
know.
don't fucking know. They don't ever show... Oh, wait. I shouldn't say they don't ever show up again. So, now...
I was going to say.
Yeah, don't worry. We'll get there. The rats make a surprise appearance.
They do.
So now we get a bunch of, like, really shady, like
Rich guys?
rich guys. Like, one controls all the drugs. One is a landlord. One's like a judge.
A judge.
One's like a mafioso guy. Like, we just get the whole just, like,
So it's
compilation of bad guys.
It's the people who own the landlord, like, corporation.
Yeah. So
Because right before this, the guy's like, these guys are just working for the landlord corporation. And then it cuts to, like, a bunch of people sitting at a fucking table.
it's like Dr. Evil's fucking meeting. Where
Seriously.
they're just, like, sitting around a table.
Discussing evil shit.
And the big boss landlord has this giant golden fucking, like, chair that goes like a throne almost.
And they're talking about, like, you know, getting these people out of there and all this stuff. And they talk about how they won't budge. One of the guys is like, what about my rat plan?
It's like, that didn't pan out. Those two guys came over and...
That didn't pan out, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, the mafioso guy is just like, this is all stupid. None of this will work.
Well, then the landlord guy's like, don't worry. We got a plan. We have this...
Well, it's the main guy.
He's like, we have this boxer... He used to be a boxer.
Yeah, so he's like, there's just one guy who, like, runs the group or whatever, and he's an old boxer, and I'm gonna try and, like, we'll give him a better deal.
Basically, they're gonna have him rough up the tenants to, like, strong arm them out of the buildings.
Well, he says he's gonna try to, like, pay him off.
Yeah.
Make a deal.
Because he's, like, the head of that, like, neighborhood.
The neighborhood organization.
He's like inspiring confidence in the neighborhood, and they don't want that anymore. So they're gonna pay him lots of money to stop doing that and try kind of strong arm people out of the apartments.
And that scene ends.
So then the landlord guy goes into another room.
Oh yeah.
And, like,
there's a guy with a cat in his lap.
And just petting the cat.
And he just talks to him like, yep, everything is good. Yep. So business. So
we know something other than what is going on. Like, something bigger is going on.
Something else is going on.
Yes. We don't know what yet, but we will find out. So now we get a scene of the goons again.
Well, we get, like, our guy in his apartment. Oh, no. It cuts to, like, we get stock footage of, like, buildings on fire. Remember?
Right. And then we get the three goons.
Not yet. First we see our guy, like, eating dinner or something in his apartment.
Oh, and he looks out the window. That's right.
And there's, like, sirens going on outside.
And then he, like, sees something. And he's like, oh,
not again. And we're just like, what? And there's three goons,
like, pouring gasoline on the side of his building.
So they're pouring gasoline on, like, a stack of boxes. And then one guy lights it on fire. And then our guy runs and kicks him in the face, puts out the fire.
And then beats the shit out of all the goons.
Beats the shit out of all of them. And then, again, who do you work for? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
and then they go back to the dojo.
The end.
Now they're
Jesus.
back at the dojo training. Oh, sorry, no, they're not training. They're talking to the, like,
Well, so his friend goes to the dojo first, and then the guy is like, "I'm busy. Come back later." 'Cause
oh,
he's
that's right,
training
yeah.
his
He's
sons.
training his sons, and then so Charlie shows up, and they talk outside the dojo about like stuff going on, how they try to set the building on fire, and then like the dojo master's sons leave, and so
And
they
then they
go
go.
in and then train.
I guess we don't see it, but then it cuts to like a hard cut to just a guy's hand like pushing a stack of money,
Yeah,
and then just no. So just cut to stack of money being pushed. No, and then it's the old guy,
it's the old
their
guy that
friend.
yeah, the guy that was talking to Charlie in the
And he's like, "You
first
think you
scene.
can buy me out? Like I'm not gonna budge."
Like, I'm not doing anything. These people deserve these homes. Like, they might not be the best buildings, but these are their homes.
Yeah,
And like,
you
trying
can't
to, like,
you can't like shove us around just because we're poor.
yeah.
And he leaves. Our fucking what we think is the big bad. He goes into the fucking room with the dude with the cat, and again, same thing is just like, "Yep, everything's going to plan."
Your plan is working perfectly. So then the boxer goes to the fucking dojo master,
To talk to the dojo master because
'Cause
they're
he-
friends.
and the boxer knows like something's gonna happen to him basically.
Yeah,
Because he refused this big landlord guy, so he's like he's not gonna just let it go.
and then the dojo master is like, "You think this is the best idea for you and all this stuff?" And he's like, "Yeah, it is." And then he gives him a.
A letter to give to
He's
Charlie.
like, "If anything happens to me, give this letter to Charlie. This is important." He says, "Give it to Charlie."
He literally says, "Give it to Charlie.
Give
if
it to
if
Charlie."
anything happens to me." But now I understand
You
after
get
watching
it.
the movie why he did. Okay, so I understand the scene that's gonna come up.
Well, this
Now.
is the yeah. So then we get the big bad landlord man puts out a hit.
Yes,
He calls.
he calls like all the fucking people.
Dude, we get a scene of him calling all the other bad guys and telling him he refused the deal. We're gonna kill him.
And all the bad guys are like, yeah, okay, yeah, we need.
And they're
to,
all
we
like-
need to eliminate him.
And they're all in the middle of bad guy shenanigans.
Like the fucking drug lord is like strong arming a woman to have sex with him for drugs.
For drugs.
Like the fucking mafioso guy's doing archery for some reason.
There's another guy who's like driving in a car while a woman's like rubbing his leg over and over.
Yeah,
Like,
you know,
it happens.
it's fine.
Oh, the judge is at his home, and he's just at his home. He's
Yeah.
literally just sitting in a corner
Yeah, I know. Like he's the only one that's not doing like dirty shit.
because he can't. I guess he's a
I
judge.
guess archery isn't dirty shit, but like it's kind of weird that he's just sitting down doing archery.
The archery pays off.
Oh God, yeah.
Will pays off big time.
So then we also get like scenes of
this whole thing is intercut with
Speedy, Charlie, and the boxer in the bar.
they're like just hanging out, having fun, and it gets to the boxer's gonna go home, but he like hugs them and is like, you two you're like my sons, both
like,
of you.
He's like making some very like climactic.
You know how in movies when someone's about to die, they get all sentimental. You have that sentimental scene.
Either that or like I'm gonna retire soon, and
I
was
really-
2 days from retirement.
I really care about you guys. You're like my sons. I love both of you. Some shit's gonna go down.
Yep.
He leaves. He goes home. Our guys start going home. Charlie goes into the building, and we hear a very muffled, "Oh my god!
Oh my God!
And then
Yeah,
Speedy runs in, and the boxer is just on the floor, dead.
he's dead. And then we get a nice voiceover of them walking like down.
Down the street.
Yep,
And Charlie is just like, "I'm gonna get them.
I'm gonna get them.
I'm
That's
gonna
a
get them.
promise.
That's a promise. I promise I'm gonna get them.
A death.
Promise." And he just, "I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna find them. I'm gonna get
I
them."
don't
Blah
think
blah
they
blah.
ever name drop it though. I don't think they.
No,
ever
they
say
don't. They
name-
don't say death promise.
But he does promise to like get vengeance for the boxer.
He does promise.
Yep.
And then he goes to the dojo
So they
master,
both sit down at the stairs of the dojo master.
waiting for him to get there.
And the master comes in and kind of consoles both of them, and like is like, oh, like what happened? Like, why, like why is this happening? And
He
the
talks
dojo,
to Charlie, and Charlie's like, "I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them." And the dojo master like says like, "I have a letter from him," and he's like, "Give it to me." And then he's like, "No."
no, he told me not to give it to you.
And we're just like, "Bullshit."
I was like, bullshit.
He literally said, "If anything happens, give this to Charlie." But he's like, "No, blah blah blah. You're gonna get yourself killed and all this stuff." And
Now, if you start thinking about it, you can probably piece together what's gonna happen, but
no,
you don't know the events.
there's
that'll
zero
lead.
indication of what the fuck actually
That's
happens.
true.
Zero.
So he's like, no, you need to go train before you take these guys down. You can't
Yeah.
take them down as
It's like,
you are
if you
now.
insist, you're gonna need more training. So there is someone I know.
So you're gonna go to the big master.
You have to go to Big Master.
The big master.
Big Master trained me.
Yeah.
And then we see our guy on a stock footage plane.
Yep.
Flying off to some foreign land.
Well, he talks to Speedy before he leaves. And
Oh,
they're
yeah.
just like giving their like goodbyes and like.
He's like,
how
"I gotta go."
Speedy's like, well, I'm gonna do some digging myself.
He's like, "We should get him." He's like, "No, I have to go. This is my job. I have to go." "Well, I'm gonna do some digging myself." He's like, "I'll see you later," and flies off
Yep. And then we get a
to
scene.
some foreign land.
We get a scene of a guy picking up garbage on the street, and he's just like stuffing it into a garbage can. And Speedy comes over and
He's
is
like,
like,
"What's going on?"
he's like, they dumped all this garbage. Now they got the dump trucks just dumping garbage all over the streets.
First it's rats, now it's garbage.
Yep, that's literally that scene. So
And
then the fucking Charlie's at the big master's fucking
Big Master's house, Big
and
Mama's
it's
house.
A fucking farm.
It's not a farm. It's someone's yard.
It's supposed to be like Japan or something.
It's
like
it's
or China.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what. But
it's supposed to be somewhere in Asia, but it's just some fucking Goomba's fucking yard.
because it looks like a barn. It doesn't look like a dojo or anything.
No, it's like a red little like cabin hut, and then there's like these like this big hedge like wall, but
With,
it's just
like,
someone's yard.
Very American foliage.
American foliage, American like exterior decorating.
Yes.
And it's just whatever. It's fine. It's totally fine.
So he goes in and like the dojo master comes out.
Big Master.
Big
Excuse
master
me.
comes out and like he like receives a letter from the dojo guy.
And then he's
And-
like, "Okay,
He's like, okay, come in. And so he
we should talk though." Our Big Master is a young guy that they put like silver in his hair
and then give him like a fake Fu Manchu.
to make him look old. It's wonderful.
I love when they do this in movies. It's so cheap.
Because you just
but I love
wonder
it.
why, like, were you not able to get an old man?
Obviously not. So they just picked a fucking random actor and were like, here,
You're gonna be an old man.
we're gonna spray paint your hair silver and then put like an old Fu Manchu on you and then some wrinkles.
It's the laziest Fu Manchu ever. I love it.
It is. It's like tacked on.
It's tacked on and it's like it's balding. It's lovely.
Yep. So he's like, okay, I don't think you're ready. And the guy's like, I am ready. What do you mean?
I'm. Why are you treating me like a beginner? And he's like, "Okay."
So he brings out a beginner that's been there for like 3 months.
And he's like, "Fight." And he's like, "Whoa, I'm gonna hurt him." Fight.
And the fucking, this is Sup Kim, by the way. Sup Kim totally just wrecks house. He's fucking just like, he just fucking pwns him.
He kicks his ass, and the guy's like, "Okay."
Alright, cool.
And they train because he's trying to get him to do like some weird like breathing exercise, and he does that. And there's all this like random shit of like
And there's like a voice.
like they're bowing, right? They're both bowing to each other, and then they get up, and then the Big Master just smacks Charlie across the face, and he's like, "Even when you bow, you must watch," or something.
And now the next sequence of events is literally a voiceover while Charlie is training, and he's just saying like all this stuff, like I'm gonna train hard and get them, and then we
I'll
get
get 'em.
and then we get Speedy tailing the guys, and they're doing
It's a montage. It's
and
a
they're
training
doing
montage.
and they're doing mob shit,
It's a training montage and evil
landlord.
shit.
Yep. So you get voiceover training, Speedy tailing.
We
the
also get
landlord.
the like Charlie's asleep, and then Big Master just waddles over to him and smacks him with a stick.
I love
And
it.
it is like, "Panthers sleep with one eye open."
I love the scenes of like Speedy tailing them because he's always in different levels. Like he's always like below them or like above them
Yeah,
or way above them. Like he's like
yeah.
always at there. He's never like level with them. And then one point they park on the side of the street and Speedy is literally standing like almost next to the car and with his arms folded and just watching them.
Well, there's that scene where like all the bad guys like ride in their like pretend limousine.
It's like a crammed fucking small Cadillac.
Yeah, they ride around in it.
This
Essentially,
is like sort of the almost the end of the montage.
yeah, like they're gloating
Yep.
about how they kicked everyone out and they have like that apartment.
Well, they're talking about what they're gonna do with the money and like how what they're gonna do when they like bulldoze the whole thing and like build new
Yeah,
like
and
high
they're all
rises.
like it's literally just evil people bragging about what they're gonna do. Each one is like, I'm gonna like go get all the fine ladies. I'm gonna go down to Florida. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. Well, you should invest it. That's the smart thing to do with your money.
And then one guy's like, I'm gonna like basically get a harem. Like I'm just gonna have
Yeah.
a bunch of women.
And they park to observe their creation.
Yep.
Their apartment block that they're gonna bulldoze, and then they see
And Speedy's on like the roof,
just like, what's up?
and they're like, get him! And they
Get
send
him.
goons up to the fucking roof
To get
to
him,
fight Speedy, but they stand no chance.
and he kicks their fucking asses, and that scene ends. And then we see that
These are very quick fight scenes. They're saving
Yeah.
it. They're saving it all for the end
they're saving it for the money shot, Will.
and the yelling match.
The greatest yelling fight.
So then to end the fucking montage,
Charlie is done, and
well, you missed a very important scene when they're all eating at the big master's house.
oh Jesus,
And a fly, and like guy, and the master sees a fly, and he's
he
like,
hears it.
annoying fly, and then like
Charlie-
Charlie takes the chopsticks and just catches the fucking fly in midair. Because we've never seen that in a movie before.
We've never seen that. I first thought he caught it with his hand, but then we see it's chopsticks.
Yep.
And then he just chucks it away and continues eating.
And he completes his training, and he's like, this is a voiceover, like, now that my training is complete, I can finally seek vengeance upon you.
I will seek vengeance for you.
That dude was his father?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We keep saying it, but
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't know
whatever.
if he actually was, but yeah.
It's fine. And as he's
So-
leaving, Sup Kim is like, "Hey, I'm going to America."
I'll be there soon, so, like, keep an eye out for me. And the guy's like, well, I got some business to take care of, so I don't know.
But
But
we'll find
you
out.
know.
We know. We know now.
We know what... They wouldn't show Sup Kim that much if he wasn't in the fucking rest of the movie.
Apparently.
So he
He
goes immediately to like the dojo. It just shows him at the dojo with Shibata.
Yeah.
The dojo master's name is Shibata,
And he's like, "Hey, my training's done. Give me the fucking letter."
and so
He
they
gives him the letter.
then like you get a voiceover what the letter says. Like, if you're reading this now,
I'm
that means
dead.
I'm already dead. Here are the people that killed me. This is the landlord, evil landlord guy, and he has all these people underneath him, and they like run the streets, and they, you need to
No,
take on all these.
so the letter just has the name of the main guy.
Oh yeah, and then they
'Cause he
oh,
goes
that's
outside-
right, because Speedy was trailing him, so
Because he
knows
goes
who-
outside and he meets up with Speedy, and then Speedy tells him, because he's like, "What are you doing back?" Like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this and that, and you're not involved." And he's like, "Well, actually," and then he names off.
He's like, I've been telling them, and I know who this landlord guy is with.
He names off all the other guys, and
So
he's
they
like,
they
"Okay."
write all the names on the letter, and they,
He makes a death note, Will,
yes.
and they're sitting at their death note table.
This is the only table that shows them like together sitting and plotting.
Sitting, plotting, sometimes half naked, usually with a glass of like beer or something.
So their first target, the mafioso,
So what he does is he writes down all their names on the bottom of the list.
and he'll underline it.
But the best part is as he's writing down the names, he says like he adds in like a little dig.
He says like, this guy's a pig.
It's like you pig, and then he like Junior Walker, you scum.
You stand for justice, but you don't know justice.
You don't know justice. You're a nothing but a mafioso bum.
Yeah, just like he has commentary for each and every one of these people.
And then the first one is the mafioso.
Yep. So mafioso is the first to get hit. Let's get into this scene.
Boy.
So We just get a scene of Speedy and Charlie like sneaking their way through the woods.
through like some forest,
And
and
we're
then
like, what the fuck?
there's the mafioso is again fucking with his bow and arrow
And the guy, so one of his like staff comes over and is like,
with a drink.
"You're scotch and soda, sir." And the guy's like, "Well, come over here and do some archery."
And then he's like, do I have to? He's like, yes. And then he like,
He's like, "I don't have my
remember?
bow."
Remember he has like the little like platter for
And
the
he just
drink.
throws it on the ground.
He just fucking chucks it on the ground.
and he's
And
like,
then he's like, I don't have my bow.
"It's in the shed."
Well, go get it. Blah blah blah. Go get it. And he goes away. And
So this is the greatest fucking infiltration I've ever seen. I love how they sneak up on the guys.
it's like a video game. It's like a bad video game. He taps on the shoulder.
So they go up to a random ass guy, they tap him on the shoulder,
He turns around.
and they fucking knock him out.
They karate chop him right in the face and knock him the fuck out. And then, well, Charlie karate chops him, knocks him out, and then Speedy ties them up.
Yep, and then they go to another person wearing overalls and tap him on the shoulder.
Knock
just
him out.
fucking knock him out.
Speedy runs over, ties him up,
This only happens twice. Then they get to the mafioso man.
and he's like, and Speedy just like jumps out of the bushes and just like holds his hips and just stands there.
Yeah, while Charlie sneaks up behind him.
And the guy's like, "Who are you? What are you doing?" And then Charlie karate chops
This
him.
is all happening while the fucking goon is looking for his fucking
Looking in the
bow
shed.
bow and arrow. He's
Yeah.
like, "Oh, there it is."
And then again, he's
So
just like,
they're questioning him and like they're like
he's
saying,
not really questioning him. He's like, "I know you did this."
Well, and he's also, I think he's trying to get information on where like the landlord's base
No.
is or whatever.
No,
Is he
he's
just-
not getting shit. Because remember, the guy's gagged. He's just, and he's just like, he's like, blah blah blah. I know you did this. You're bad.
So then we don't see what happens to the mafioso guy. We just get the goon getting his bow and arrow, and he like starts like setting it up and everything.
Because well, he comes back, and he's just like, "Hey, boss, where are you?" Oh, I guess he's gone. I don't have to do the bow and arrow thing.
I guess I
Oh, I'll
should
do it
train.
anyway.
Yeah.
I'll train anyway.
So he like sets up his bow. He like pulls one back, and then he fires.
You knew right away, because as soon as he started doing it, you were like, "Oh."
He fires it, and like a echoed like.
We get a brief shot of the mafioso like tied up awkwardly, and then back to him, and then he fires the first bow. It hits, and then
Then he fires another bow,
but it goes through his head.
and then another one goes through his chest again, and then one goes through his stomach. So the goons he fucking made the mafioso target practice.
He fucking shoved him behind the bow target.
I guess thinned it out too, because I don't think in actuality the bows would. It's a cool scene. I'm not gonna get into the realistic thing of it.
Fuck realism, dude.
Fucking-
It goes straight through his head.
There's a thing in movies that people have to understand when they're watching fun movies. It's called suspension of disbelief.
Well, comparatively speaking, this is fine.
Yes.
Comparatively speaking, this is fine. And of course, he goes over there. He plucks out the bow and sees it's covered in blood and walks around it. And then we immediately cut to phone calls. Where he calls...
Oh yeah, he's just fucking calling.
He's calling all the other big bads and telling him that a mafia guy's dead.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Well, I know it could be a mafia hit, but still, we have to be careful."
So they call in a huge goon squad, or like, cause like remember the Jackass #2, he like underlines it, and the guy like ups his security because he's like, "Oh, I need like 50 men." Like, I mean, there's not 50 men in this scene, but he calls in like this huge thing because he's worried. It's the
Oh, George Lucas.
yeah,
He looks like George Lucas.
he looks like a young George Lucas.
And
Yeah, so George Lucas calls in this huge goon squad because he's worried about like if he's gonna get hit next.
but then we get
fucking
the death note again.
Charlie on his death note.
he crosses out mafia guy, and then it's like, "You, George Lucas, you're next." And then they
This is for what you did to Star Wars.
and then, and then we get like after the fucking Death Note stuff, there's always like a quick little thing where there's like some banter with him and Speedy,
Yeah.
and then they high five.
So they quickly infiltrate the fucking George
Infiltrate
Lucas's...
my ass, dude.
They just go in and fucking beat people up.
Here's what you get some people by a door, and then you get George Lucas coming in with like some woman, and then they go through a set of doors, and then our guys are just right there.
And they beat the shit out of the goons.
They punch out the guards.
They push the woman over and
No, George Lucas
he pushes
shoves
he
her,
pushes the girl into him.
and then they push her away.
Yep, and George Lucas just runs away. He just fucking bails.
And then I don't know what the fuck happened to Speedy, but Charlie just runs down like
infinite hallways while George Lucas is running down like stairs and like hallways and like more stairs.
They run down a shitload of hallways until they're in like a garage. He gets in a car and is like, drive.
So they start backing up.
And then Charlie hits a garage door
And it
closes it.
And so like George Lucas is like, "What are you doing? Get out of here!" And so the guy drives under like a car elevator.
It's like it's a car elevator,
I don't
and
really
apparently
I don't really get this structure because like
so
I don't know where they are.
I'm saying it's a car elevator because they get in it, a door closes, and then you see it like moving, and then it's like 4, 5, 6,
and then like Charlie like thinks quickly and like runs up to where the car is gonna land.
Runs to wherever it is, and then he gets out, and it's like a thin, like hallway, and they're just driving.
The car barely fits through.
They barrel down the hallway
At Charlie, and Charlie jumps over the fucking car.
jumps over it, and then like falls down, and they're like, he's like,
What
Run
are you
him
doing?
over.
Run him over! Reverse! And so Charlie stands to the side.
there's like a little like doorway where he can just squeeze in so he doesn't get hit.
And they're driving backwards, and Charlie just fucking punches through the window just so fucking hard that it like sends fucking George Lucas into the afterlife.
He punched it so hard he murdered him.
Yep.
And his like hands like covered in blood because he punched through glass, and he just runs away.
So we get another landlord meeting, and they're all fucking the remaining three.
The remaining three are worried.
Except for the main landlord guy, he doesn't seem that worried. They're just talking about what they're gonna do and like.
And the judge is just like, I'm gonna rely on my own security. It's never failed me. Well, the guy who's like deals with the drugs is just like, I'm worried. Blah blah blah.
He's like, I don't know what I'm gonna do because like I'm just gonna beef up my security too.
Yeah.
And, like, basically, they're gonna just both beef up
Yeah.
security.
Well, the judge isn't even beefing up anything. He's just like, my security's so good, I don't gotta do shit.
And the landlord guy's like, okay, well, we'll figure it out.
And then he goes into the other room.
And the fucking master is there.
And then he's just like, again, same thing. The plan is
It's
perfect.
Flawlessly.
It's working flawlessly.
We've already eliminated two
No.
of them.
He doesn't say that. He doesn't say anything about eliminating. He just says it's working flawlessly. So you get the impression that whatever's going on is to his plan.
So now we get the A-team, going to fucking infiltrate the judge.
Well,
we get him on his death note.
And now they're both like not wearing a shirt. And then he crosses out the guy's name on the death note, and then mentions like, yeah, he's got big security. And then like, I don't know, I think like a straight on confrontation is too tough, and he's like, it's okay, I got a plan.
So they go there, and they
have a big stick.
They're crawling. Yeah, they have a big ass stick.
Big
bamboo stick.
And they're walking, and then we see
they're walking along a fence.
Again, it's like a video game. The henchmen just like stand there.
Just like straight, like just looking straight.
Like arms down by their side, straight.
Like if they were walking, they'd have a certain path.
They literally look like video game NPCs.
Yep.
And they act like them too.
So our team does the famous trick. He knocks on the door.
And one of them opens the door. He gets knocked the fuck out. The other guy is just like an NPC, like slowly like
turns over and gets knocked the fuck out.
And gets knocked the fuck out. And then there's these two other NPCs. And they're just like, what was that? Oh, I don't know. We should just stand here. This
Well,
is
because they're guarding the judge. The
Yeah.
judge is sleeping with his like mouth wide fucking open.
Yeah, and they're just like, we should stand here because this is our spot.
And I knew
What they were gonna do?
That judge's fucking mouth is wide open. They have a big stick. It probably has a fucking string in it. I know what they're gonna do because he even says this is a old Japanese assassin trick.
Japanese assassin trick.
That's what he fucking says. So I know exactly what they're gonna fucking do. They're gonna do poison down the rope trick.
Some old ninja shit.
Yes, and I love it. So the plan is Speedy is gonna go distract all these fucking goons.
He just stands there and is just like
He starts like singing and like dancing.
he's like, I'm the man, I'm the man.
And like fucking Charlie runs up the
And all these people, all these NPCs get triggered. And again, Charlie's just standing there. And again, he's standing behind two guys just fucking flat. Just standing there staring into nothing. And then they get triggered by him singing, I'm the man. They just run and like grab him.
So Charlie goes up like up. So we
On the
don't
roof.
We don't see what happens to Speedy yet. But like he just goes up on the roof and like crawls across the roof, jumps across
Silently.
Yeah. Jumps across another roof, and the two goons are still in front of the judges.
And he
He,
is
like-
so close to them.
He like masterfully like takes the stick down and like turns it towards
So that
the
he can
judge.
like pull it in, push it into the room.
And then he takes the string and like slowly floats it down into the judge's mouth.
So it's like just barely above his mouth.
And then, I'm not kidding you, this is the poison.
Yes.
He takes a fucking food coloring bottle.
Yes.
A food coloring bottle that clearly has food coloring in it.
Yes.
And he just,
Yellow food
And he
coloring.
starts dripping it onto the string, and it starts floating down the string.
And then it drips into his mouth.
Drips into his mouth, and he's like,
Well, not yet.
No, he doesn't choke yet, but you can tell he's taking it.
But he
So then he like retracts the string,
goes and
and
then
then takes the stick, like, you know,
sneakily,
sneaks the fucking stick around the guards again,
so they don't see it.
and then he jumps down, and then Charlie's still held up by the goons.
Speedy's held up.
Oh, sorry.
and
Speedy,
then
Speedy. Yeah, you're right.
But
I
again,
got another names
he
mixed
just
up.
pops in. They beat Speedy, like stops pretending to be a fucking pussy,
And they fucking just beat the shit out of everyone.
and then the guy like
The
starts
judge
choking,
Starts choking on stuff.
and these guys, what's going on? And he chokes to death.
Yep.
That's it.
So now,
They're on their death list.
no landlord meeting this time.
No landlord meeting. There's nothing to meet. There's just
It's just two
Yeah.
guys left.
so
So we think, but they're still the big bad.
shut the fuck up. And they're on the next name, and then the guy's like, "This one's mine." He's
So
like, "Why?"
Speedy's like, yeah, this one's mine.
He's like, "Why?" And he's like, "He killed my brother."
He was shuttling drugs into the streets.
And again, Charlie says exactly the same thing I was thinking. I didn't know you had a brother. He's
Yeah,
like,
'cause
I
he's
don't
never-
anymore.
I don't anymore. He shuttled drugs onto the street. My brother was only 12 when he died.
And he's like, this motherfucker pretends to be a black man who cares about the community. Like, he shovels drugs into our neighborhood, and
But Black Dynamite,
I sell drugs.
drugs to the community.
I'm gonna kill all the pushers selling drugs to our community. But Black Dynamite, I sell
drugs to the community. Oh my god.
Literally that.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
And then he's just like, okay, you can have him.
So we see Speedy
Dressed as a mailman.
dressed as a mailman walking up to the drug guy's like home.
His
And he-
basement.
And he like knocks on the door, and some guy answers it, and Speedy's like,
I have
"Hey,
a letter for this guy.
I have a special delivery for so and so."
And he's like, oh, he's here. And he's like, well, you're not him. And he's like, oh, yeah?
He's like, "Well," and he pulled out a gun. He's like, "Well, I'm his mother."
Give me that. And then he's like, okay, mother. Fucking walks away.
Yep.
And then the guy gives him the letter, and the letter just says, like, you're dead. Or
Your dad's special delivery.
and that triggers him so
He's like,
hard.
Gil, get after him! And so they start chasing after the man.
Go murder him for sending me the fucking letter of a Sharpie. You're dead.
They start chasing after the mailman, but we instantly know it's Charlie dressed as the mailman.
Yeah.
And he's just running, and then so we see him running down this like giant like park.
And then he like runs literally face first into the camera and stops.
So we can see it's clearly Charlie, even though we could have seen that
we already knew
from the beginning.
And then he turns around and they're like, "That's not him."
And he beats the shit out of all of them.
And then it goes back to the office with the guy, and we see Speedy walking in with the bag.
Yep.
And again,
we're like, "What's in the bag?"
We get again a close-up of a random rat.
And I was like, "Oh my god!"
And I was like thinking, well, I didn't know that this was gonna happen.
I didn't know this was gonna happen.
But I was just thinking, like,
I knew something was gonna happen with the rats.
Yeah, but I
had
was just
no idea what.
My thought was like, was he gonna like put the rats in the room or something? I don't understand.
So the guy's like, "Oh, what the fuck you doing here?" And then he like twists his wrist and like.
Well, first like he like reaches out one hand, and then you hear a snap, and then he reaches out his other hand, and he breaks that hand too.
And so he's just like sitting limp in the chair.
And then he just like, why Black Dynamite? Why?
And then he's like,
donuts don't wear allocation.
He's like, "I got a special delivery for you," and he puts the bag over the guy's head and pulls the cinch
to tighten it
to lock the fucking rats in the bag with this guy's head.
So the rats eat this dude's face while Charlie is beating up a bunch of fucking poor schmucks in the park. And like one of them, like, so what he does is like he beats them up and then like looks at them. Like he kills the one guy.
He like inspects them.
And then he like looks at him. He's like, "He's dead." "Yeah, he's dead." Walks over to the other guy. "Yeah, he's dead too."
And he walks over to the eye patch guy.
And he's not dead.
And
he just runs the fuck off.
He runs away because he's scared.
And then he runs back and sees that,
We just get the girl screaming and like the fucking bloody bag over this guy's face.
that he's dead. That's it.
Awesome. They fucking did that. They did a fucking rat bag over a fucking guy's head.
They ate his fucking face.
They ate his fucking face, and it was the same rats they like put into the apartments.
Presumably.
Yes.
I like to think it is.
Yeah, I think it is.
Because that just makes it better.
Yeah.
And it's the big bad is hatching his plan.
So the landlord's basically like saying stuff like, "Oh, your plan is falling into place. They've eliminated all these people, so
everyone's dead.
Now it's just you and me left."
Yeah. Everything's going to be fine. And then
we get the final Death Note scene where he's like, "Now time to go after the big guy."
And he circles his name.
Fucking name.
And then they high-five each other. And then we see like the guy's plan. He like emptied out a building, apparently, and he like fixed the elevator
to where it only goes up to 10.
So if you hit any floor from 1 to 10, it works like normal. But if you hit any floor above 10, it automatically goes to 10. And then when the door opens at 10,
there's a guy with a Tommy gun.
And the guy's like, "Well, what if they run up the stairs?" And he's like, "Come with me." And he goes to the stairs.
I love this
and
guy.
And then they open the stairway. And then
I love this dude. He just leans out from this camera.
So here's what the shot is, right? It's like they pointed the camera like up the stairway,
and the guy just fucking leans out, totally blank face, and just cocks the fucking Tommy gun.
And he's like, "Okay."
And like that's all he needed.
That's all you needed. But that just
it only shows two guys. Like apparently there's a beef.
Okay, but that's all you see.
Yeah.
Is two guys as well. There's like 3 other guys in the office.
Yeah.
With guns of their own.
So Speedy and Charlie take the night off, and they're just walking downtown, and they see Sup Kim.
Well, Sup Kim just like fucking jumps in out of nowhere and just like, "What's up?" And then he's like, "What's up? I'm coming with you." Like not even knowing what they're doing.
Right, and the guy's like, "No, you can't come with us. This is dangerous."
And he's like, "No, I'm coming with you. You know I'm coming with you." He's like, "Okay."
Okay. Like it was that easy to
convince him. And he's just
him.
like, and Speedy's like, "Why? Why are you letting Kato like join us?" And he's like, "Oh, you don't understand. Like we train together. He's good."
When he's like
he doesn't tell him like, "Hey, dude, we're gonna go and like possibly like run our fucking lives into danger."
Yeah, fucking almost die
and go all sorts of shit. Sup Kim?
Listen, Sup Kim is a badass motherfucker.
He
doesn't care.
He's a wingman to the end.
He doesn't care. He's like, "I don't care what the plan is. I'm coming with.
I'm gonna fucking do anything."
That is a true fucking hero right there.
Sup Kim is a true wingman. Okay.
He is. And kind of awesome. I will admit.
Oh yeah,
I kind of like the guy that plays
he has the
Sub-Kim. Like,
most like
he has like a weird swagger to him that's fucking
dude.
awesome. I love
He
it.
has like these like super like casual expressions when he's like kicking people's
Yeah,
asses.
it's fucking awesome.
He has the look on his face that you'd have when you're like, I don't know, like when you're eating fries out of a bag and you think that the fries are ended, and then you reach in the bag and you see an extra fry.
Or like when you just feel fresh as fuck when you're like
Yeah.
you put on your favorite outfit and go out on the town and you just feel like
No.
fucking like hot
Or
shit.
you're coming home from work and you take your pants off.
Oh, and put like a nice pair of lounge pants.
That's the look on his face.
That's fucking awesome.
As he's kicking people's asses.
It's badass.
It's
I will admit. Even okay, I'll take the time right now. All the actors, the main actors, are pretty like. I mean, the main guy looks like a Ben Stiller action hero, but like
there's a weird like likable quality to them.
I really like Speedy in this. Like,
yeah,
Speedy's really cool.
Well, Speedy's cool because he makes the funniest fucking noises during his fights.
I love it.
Which is even better in the coming scene.
But we're gonna hear even more insanity
because everyone else
makes loud noises.
But all the actors are like pretty likable. Like can't complain.
Yeah.
But
Speedy and Sub-Kim, best ones.
The wingmen.
Yes. So
they walk into the building. They get in, so Speedy and Sub-Kim are going to take the elevator while Charlie's going to run up.
He goes like around because they're going to take it from both ends.
And then they start taking up the elevator, and like the guy's like tracking device starts beeping.
Well, remember they press 15, but they don't know the elevator only goes to 8, 10.
But they're going, and we know that there's a guy with a Tommy gun by the elevator. And then they're like, it's going to happen.
The landlord's just waiting with his goons.
And then they're sitting there, and you hear, like, distant gunfire, and they're like, yep, it's over.
Like, all right, let's celebrate. You guys want a drink? All right, cool.
All right, cool.
Even though they already had drinks in their hands, but whatever.
And then all the fucking 70s porn stars in the room go to...
muscled out fucking 70s porn
I'm just
stars.
saying...
I think they might be.
They look like 70s porn stars or, like, disco dancers.
Yeah.
Because it's all these, like, muscled-up dudes with mustaches and, like, shirts that are way too, like, small.
So we still see, like, Charlie running down hallways. He's still going up. But
they get out of the elevator.
Yeah, so Sub-Kim and Speedy get out of the elevator, and the guy's dead.
And they're like, what the hell? And then they run up the stairs, and we're like, okay, well, we know there's a guy with a Tommy gun there, too, and he's dead, too.
Yeah.
So they run right to the door. By the way, this is the beefed-up security.
I love this because they're like, wait, we need to wait for Charlie. And then they just fucking bust down the door anyway.
They just straight slam the door down, and the guys in the room are so slow that they reach for their guns, and they point, but they're so slow that they can't do it.
They kick their guns out of their hands.
They kick the guns out of their hands, and we get and then they fight a little, but the big bad grabs a gun, and he's like, okay, stop. And then he's like, I'm going to kill you. And then Charlie walks in and kicks the gun out of his hand. Oh, no, he doesn't kick the gun out of his hand. He ninja stars him.
Yeah, he ninja stars the hand. And the landlord runs away, and Charlie goes after him. But we forgot about the best action scene because...
It's this.
Okay, so when the landlord and Charlie go out...
Yeah.
we get the fucking muscled out guy versus Sub-Kim and the fucking safari man.
Yeah.
Fucking, like...
The yelling boy.
Yeah.
So, like, one of the muscled out 70s porn stars has already been knocked the fuck out, so there's just one left now for some reason.
So he fights Sub-Kim.
And for some reason, it starts out normal.
So they're fighting, and then
then for some reason he gets triggered.
He like puts the knife in his mouth,
and he's like, ah, and then rips his shirt off. He starts like, I'm not joking. He starts posing, like lifting his hands and like showing him like
yelling, and then like they start fighting.
The funniest thing is Sub-Kim is just looking at him and is just like,
he just takes off one shirt,
and he just like, okay, I guess I'll just take off a shirt.
And then he pulls out nunchucks and he like starts flipping.
But while this dude is posing and Sub-Kim is just like kind of watching,
we get Speedy versus the fucking yelling man.
The guy's just like,
After every hit, it's like,
He looks like fucking Steve Irwin.
yeah, it's fucking like Steve Irwin if he was an action star. It's fucking ridiculous.
And all this back and forth, they fight.
Rest in peace, Steve Irwin. Okay.
Rest in peace, Steve Irwin, and our movies.
Yes.
Wannabe yelling Steve Irwin too.
Because he gets fucking wrecked.
Shocking.
Speedy.
Both of these dudes get fucking wrecked.
Like almost immediately after they show their beefiness, they get fucking house by their fucking rivals.
And then we get Charlie's still chasing the guy, and the guy like opens up a door to go up on the roof, and then we
see a sword stab into him.
And then I'm like, okay, it's gonna be the fucking dude that we keep seeing. They don't show his face.
We know it's the mastermind.
Yeah.
But we have no idea who the fuck he is.
And when the guy falls down, you hear like meow, meow, and then we get a
The
cat
runs
that like
across his dead body,
skedaddles away.
And so we get Sup Kim. He like finally like nunchucks the fucking like muscle dude's face.
And then the other guy like
Speedy like just fucking kicks the guy like 400 times.
Remember he like.
Oh yeah, he grabs his like Adam's apple and just.
They make like a sound effect of him like ripping.
Well, he like grabs his like this one is like he grabs his like neck and his nuts and and then like it makes this sound.
He breaks his nuts. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't worry, he breaks another guy's neck soon. So.
Well, there's a lot of things breaking.
So.
And then the guy with the sword.
So presumably Speedy and
they're running up.
Sup Kim are running up to help.
Yeah.
Charlie.
But then we cut back to them. And then the guy with the sword walks out, and it's Dojo Master.
It's fucking ciabatta.
And
sorry, I said ciabatta.
Ciabatta. The ciabatta sandwich.
Ciabatta bread.
Ciabatta bread walks out.
Ciabatta walks out, and we're revealed that
he's like, and Charlie is immediately like, you know what? I get it.
It all makes sense now.
Because my dad died from, who else could kill him without him like doing anything?
Right. It was a straight like stab, and like it was so clean, like no one else could have done it.
And he didn't fight back because he knew you. You were friends.
One of the guys like, we are not friends. We have no friends where I'm from. I'm from the Yakuza.
I have something to tell you. I am Yakuza. In Japan, we take what we want. Here, I have to be a little more careful, and I'm just like, careful? Okay.
Right, okay. You were real careful.
And he's like, I've been waiting for this. And then, so it's Dojo Master and his two goons.
Here we go.
And then
rooftop showdown.
Charlie, Sup Kim, and Speedy run up and they flank him.
Yes.
So we know we're gonna get a rooftop showdown. Speedy and Sup Kim start fighting.
Yes.
While we get close-ups of Charlie and Dojo Master staring.
Charlie's like eyebrows keep going like up and down, like
let's fuck.
Yeah, like. I'm gonna fight the fuck out of you.
I'm gonna fuck you.
I'm gonna fucking fuck you. I mean, fight you. I'm gonna fuck the I fight you.
I will fuck you. I will enter you.
I will enter you.
I will fucking fight you. Fight you so hard.
Fight this dick.
And it's just both of them like eyebrowing each other.
Yeah. While Sup Kim does the most casual fucking martial arts I've ever seen.
Like, eventually, he corners the dude, and then, like, he smashes him in one knee. He smashes the other knee.
And he, like, starts, like, dancing around.
Then he smashes his elbow, smashes his other elbow, and just kicks him in the face a billion times.
It's great. And then fucking Speedy gets the other guy on the ground. They fight a bunch, and then, like...
He keeps kicking him.
And he kicks him, and then he takes it, like, remember he, like, claws his Adam's apple
Oh,
again.
yeah.
He does the, like, neck breaker again.
Jesus. And then
they run
after
back.
This, they run back to watch.
Well, because they're gonna fight with Charlie, right? But Charlie's like, no,
it's my fight.
This is my fight. I need to take him down.
It's his promise. Will.
Yes, his death promise.
And then they start fighting. We get a 5-minute showdown
of them just like doing martial arts
and fighting.
Yeah, just fucking fighting and like.
And then eventually, like halfway through, the fucking Dojo Master pulls out his sword.
He's like, cheat code, motherfucker.
Cheat code mode. But little did we know. Oh, because here's what he does. So he like slashes Charlie's back, and then Charlie rips his shirt off, and then he has two
Reveals
fucking
size.
scythes,
Yeah.
and then they fight with those, and then he just fucking knocks the scythes out of his hand, and then just throws the sword down. He's like, I'm gonna choke you with my hands.
With my bare hands.
And they start fighting. They keep fighting.
And fucking, like, he knocks the guy back, and then Charlie's laying on the ground, and he sees the sword next to him, and the guy starts charging at Charlie.
And then Charlie...
So Charlie raises up the samurai sword.
He raises up his dick.
He raises up the katana, and fucking...
And fucks him.
And
he enters him, Will.
That's what the eyebrows were for. He finally enters the dojo master Shibata.
He told him, I will enter you, and guess what?
And then Shibata gets ran through with the sword, even though it's through his armpit, and he's just grabbing it.
And he's just grabbing it, pretending to be stabbed.
And he's like, ugh!
And then he's like, you should know, don't be too proud.
Oh no, what is it?
Too arrogant or whatever?
Like pride or something. Like
yeah.
The worst.
Basically, like, you were too cocky. Yeah, that's why I stabbed you.
Your pride got the best of you.
Yeah.
And so he I love this part because he like picks
starts dragging him.
He like drags the dojo master to the edge.
But
of the
no
building.
word.
Yeah.
Like there's no word. He doesn't say anything else. He just starts dragging him. And
now
I'm like,
we're like the dojo master is either near death or dead.
He's still breathing.
So he's near death.
Yeah.
So fucking Charlie just picks him up and like takes him up in his arms and just fucking throws him over the fucking ledge.
And we get a dummy flying off a roof. Like ragdoll. And then it smashes into the roof and like its dummy legs like do the splits.
It's all twisted and shit. But you can clearly tell it's a dummy and there's no blood, so it looks great.
Oh, it's beautiful.
It looks fucking hilarious.
And then it just cuts to Charlie at a fucking like grave,
and Sub Kim and Speedy are in the back.
Sub Kim and Speedy are in the back posing.
Yes,
because Sub Kim is like,
and then like Speedy's like flexing, like he's like, I don't know,
like they needed it,
but they can do that.
You know what? They needed to have their moment.
They're badass, dude.
Yeah. So it's like while he's like mourning over the grave of his father, they're just like flexing.
Like I could use a Sub Kim and Speedy like fucking like
in every movie
spin-off.
Yeah.
Just Sub Kim and Speedy. I fucking love it.
And he's just like telling him like, I did it. I fulfilled my promise.
Yep. And they start walking away from the grave and then credits.
With the theme song.
Oh my god. This movie is fucking incredible.
This movie's great.
You know why? Because it reminds me, like I said in the beginning, it reminds me of being a kid and just enjoying martial arts movies for just the sheer entertainment value.
But not just that. It feels like a movie that you would envision in your head as a kid.
It's kind of weird because it made me nostalgic. I didn't expect that.
Yeah.
Because like we've watched some martial arts movies that haven't made me feel nostalgic, but for some reason this did.
Yeah.
And it's so low budget and so like
charming.
I don't know. Like there's something about it that just like
it's charming.
You feel like you can go out and make a martial arts movie.
Yeah.
It kind of got me pumped. Especially, I don't know why, but I love
the music.
I love the music and Sup Kim and Speedy. Dude, they are the best side characters that we've seen so far. I'm calling it right now.
It's even funnier because Sub Kim says maybe like 4 lines of dialogue.
He's not even like that big of a role in it, but like way that his swagger is just the best.
But then he just flies to America, hangs out for a couple weeks or
and
something.
Is down to fucking
and then just
go
runs into our guy on the street, and it's just like, hey, whatever you're doing, I'll do it. Like,
yeah.
They could have been going to a bar to have a drink, but no, the thing they happen to be doing was we're gonna go fucking potentially die.
Like, just like you said, charming. This
yeah.
movie's just charming. I love that it's so low budget and so like kind of weirdly, it's like childishly made, but like that adds to the entertainment value.
It's part of the appeal.
Because like it gets me because like I love this kind of martial arts movie where it's just like they have fun with it.
Oh yeah.
You could tell the director and the writers and stuff, they were just having fun with it. They weren't like trying to make this like masterpiece. They were just trying to make a fucking martial arts movie.
But they did make a masterpiece.
They did.
They made the greatest film.
It's good.
This is better than Star Wars.
Oh wow.
They both came out in 1977, Will. This is the winner.
And they both have something to do with George Lucas.
They both have George Lucas in it.
um, I don't know. Like it reminds me of martial arts movies that I used to love when I was a kid and still love to this day.
hmm
You know, like just urban martial arts movies.
Oh yeah.
They're fucking great.
Oh yeah.
And I like this movie a lot. It's not per se like a fantastic movie,
Yeah.
but the way it makes you feel and how pumped it gets you, it's effective. It just works.
And you know why, Will? Because the rent is too damn high.
Well, and you kind of like are like, yeah, they fucking got the evil landlord.
Yeah.
But these guys are pieces of shit.
And they're all memes, and it's
Yeah.
great.
They're all different too. Like everyone has this different personality, and
They're all different memes.
and so like you can tell them apart, and like you can tell each of the characters apart.
So when they die, you're like, yeah, fuck them. Fuck them.
I don't know. There was something there's an undeniable fucking charm to this movie, and I just had a blast. It was just fun to watch.
Nah, it's good shit.
So that's my final thoughts on it. It's fun.
Mm-hmm.
Just go watch it. I don't even care if you watch it by yourself. If you like urban martial arts movies, just watch it by yourself.
Oh yeah, you can.
You don't have to have friends. I
You
mean,
don't
it's
need to.
better with friends because you can make fun of some scenes, but like
You can still enjoy this by yourself.
just have fun with it.
Yeah.
Turn your brain off. Don't think about it too much because if you do, it might not be the best movie. But just turn your brain off and just have fun for an hour and a half.
Just enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
Treat yourself.
Just have a blast.
Just fucking treat yourself.
Treat yourself like you would if you were a kid.
Yeah, seriously.
Like just enjoy it for what it is because it's not anything fantastic.
Yeah.
But my God, is it fun to watch?
Think about the kind of movie you would have made as a kid, and
Yeah.
guess what? They did it.
Yep.
They made it for you.
And I hope we see more of these movies. I really want more of this shit. This is my bread and
More
butter.
of this and less fucking claws.
Yes. Please.
Fuck claws.
But all things must come to an end, so we'll see. Now, before we get into news, I guess, shitty to pretty.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be it's a kind of a hard one to rate because I wouldn't rate it a 10. I wouldn't go that high. It's definitely above a 5 for me, but
You know what? Well, 8.
so I was gonna say 9 to be honest, like go high, just because I really loved this movie. Like there's something about it that maybe it's rose-colored glasses, but I'm gonna give it a 9.
All right.
So you're an 8, I'm a 9.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it high marks because
That is high marks. Will.
because it's good.
It is good.
I don't know. It's
fun.
It is fucking entertaining as shit.
Oh, and also, there's a lot of boom mics.
Oh, lots
And
of
it's-
shadows of boom mics.
Mostly shadows, and it's wonderful.
It is great, but it doesn't take away.
I don't even.
It kind of adds,
Dude,
to
it adds to the childishness and the fact that you just know that this thing costs like $5.
and that's what makes it great.
It is. It's
So-
charm.
That was fucking Death Promise.
Death promise. The promise has been delivered.
Yes. So news, as you all know, because I've been kind of like reminding you each episode and trying to post it as much as
Did you guys know?
we're doing a live stream on Sunday.
Did you guys know that we do a live stream?
We do a gaming live stream. What? You mean they haven't seen the other 4? Or is it 3 that we've done now? Will this be the 4th one? I can't
Don't ask me,
remember.
dude.
It's
Please.
splitting apart, so you could arguably say this might be the 6th one.
Fuck off, dude.
Because our stream keeps crashing.
That's
So-
not even, homie. Games be broken.
It's true.
Games are fucking busted.
Yeah, just come hang out. Like, come and like enjoy us yelling at shitty games and making fun of them. It's gonna
Or
be
not.
great. Or not. You can't just watch it afterwards. Whatever. Just make sure you tell your friends about it. You subscribe to
Tell your mom.
our YouTube channel. Maybe hit the bell so you know when we go live. I'll
Nah.
schedule it all out. But I don't know. Just like come hang out if you want to.
Hit the bell.
If not, we'll keep making the podcast so you can listen to that too.
Yeah, this is going.
Yeah. So
This will not end.
I
Sorry.
don't plan on ending it anytime soon.
So sorry.
Even if no one listened to it, I'd still record.
I don't give a fuck.
I don't care.
I don't give a shit.
I'm having a blast.
We watched Death Promise, bitch.
I would have never watched this movie yet without
I
this
would not
podcast.
even give a fuck.
I would have never even heard about this movie.
See, I wouldn't either. I only heard about this movie a week ago, maybe.
Yeah.
And now we love it.
Yeah.
It's magic.
This movie turned me on to fucking Super Inframan. Like, come on. Come on. I mean, I might have watched it, but like...
Doubt.
I probably would have even known it existed.
No.
And now I own it.
Now you fucking own it, dude.
Because I love it.
Because it's fucking Inframan.
Oh, okay. So, that was Death Promise, and where they mostly come out at night. This has been Will.
This has been Alex.
And we will talk to you all on Sunday on YouTube.
Sunday. Noon,
Sunday.
Mountain Time.
Well, around noon.
Around noon. Who gives a fuck?
We don't start right at noon,
It's
but
fucking-
whatever. It doesn't matter. Be
If
there.
you're there at noon, it's fine.
Be there or just watch it afterwards. What the fuck
It's
ever.
fine.
Just fucking goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. YouTube! They mostly come in at night podcast live stream!
Sunday.
Be there!